Hey guys, Dean Gravina here, and what I want to talk about today essentially is how do you double your shop rates from generating leads to firstly getting those people to answer the phone call or reply to a text message, and then getting them into a booked appointment, right? Because the biggest sort of complaint that I have with the majority of clients is we're generating leads. We're getting interest, whether that's through Facebook lead forms, whether that's directly on your website, whether that's through Google Ads, whether that's through SEO. I get the same questions. Hey Dean, the leads aren't good. They're not answering the phone. The biggest problem that I sort of find is that how can you have the expectation of somebody who's a complete stranger to you and your business and just expect them to buy, right? How can you do that? And the way in which that you change your frame of mind is going to allow you to essentially double the amount of booked appointments that you have, right? Now, the first thing that I look at is, firstly, are you even getting enough leads, right? Now, oftentimes the problem is that there's not enough leads, right? Now we have to look at that. How much are we paying per lead? Is that within KPI? I also get a lot of questions, how much is a lead worth, right? Now, the answer to that really is how many sales are you making, right? Is the mathematical equation makes sense? You've got X amount of traffic that turns into X amount of leads to X amount of booked appointments to X amount of sales. Are you essentially making more than what you're spending, right? That's really comes down to that. But, going back a second, really sort of thinking about the first problem, are you even getting enough leads? So from the traffic that you are generating, whether that's organically or whether it's through paid methods, are you generating enough leads? That's where I'd start, right? Now, if you are, great. If you aren't, then what are the things that you can even do about that? Now, the biggest lever that you can pull is having the right offer, right? So I've been working in many spaces. I've been working with tradies, with and for tradies. At the moment, I'm doing a bit of a house renovation, and I'm speaking to landscapers, I'm speaking to concreters, I'm speaking through people through Google, through Airtasker, through Facebook. I'm really getting an understanding for how these people work. And I've even worked for them as well on their marketing. Now, obviously, what you need to really look at is if you're generating a lead through Google, typically people are more inclined to take action. Obviously, typing in something, they're more inclined to take action. If someone's come through Facebook, they may have just seen your ad, and essentially they might not even be in a position that they want to actually go ahead and buy from you, right? So, are you getting enough leads? Where are those leads coming from? Okay, that's where we start. Now, when we look at where those leads coming from, we really need to get an understanding of what is the intention behind the lead, right? So typically through Facebook, if you are running Facebook ads, people have seen your ad, they've got fear of missing out, so they click the ad, they leave their details, however it is, through a lead form or through your website. And then if you don't call them back within, I would say, if you don't call them back within a half an hour, I would honestly say the lead is dead. So your first answer to how do you increase your show-up rate is, why aren't you answering the phone? Why aren't you calling the leads? How hard is it when you get a lead, you send it a text straight away, within 2 minutes, you give it a call, right? That is ultimately going to bump up your conversation rate, right? So from lead to at least having a conversation, that's the first method, right? You get a lead, call it up within half an hour, within 5 minutes if you can, within a minute. I've often found that if you have a really strong offer on the front end, so for example, That can be a price-based offer, that can be a guarantee-based offer, that can be whatever offer is more suitable for your industry. If you've got that followed up by, hey, someone's filled out an inquiry, and you call that inquiry within 2 minutes, then you're already giving yourself a better chance of a booked appointment, a consultation, whatever it is, giving out a quote, right? So that's the first thing. And you might be saying to me, oh, Dean, I can get these leads at 12 o'clock at night. Well, that's not really an excuse, because, hey, if you know that you're getting leads throughout the day, you can hire, and if you're not at a place where you can hire somebody full-time to do this, well, then you've got two options. You can hire an appointment setter on a contract basis, or you can also use AI, which I implement in my business, where you get an inquiry and the AI can actually have a conversation with the lead through text, and it's fully customized and fully personalized to ask a few questions. So if you're a concreter, firstly, most people ask, like, where's the location? Like, how many square meters do you need the concrete? What type of concrete do you need? When do you need the job done? Do you need any extras? Do you need a pergola? Do you need, all these sorts of stuff, right? So firstly, looking at how many leads you've got, where are the leads coming from, how quickly are you responding to the leads? Next to that, what you want to be looking at is you want to be looking at what are the messages that you are actually sending to these people. So for example, if you call somebody and they don't answer the phone, what most businesses do is say, hey, this is Bob from Concreters R Us. We just got your inquiry. What do you think people are going to do? They're not even going to respond. That is majority of what happens. Now, I actually taught a 14-year-old kid, I think it was 14 or 17 or something like that. And what I actually taught him was how to get people's leads to booked appointments. And the biggest thing that we changed was, hey Bob, say if you get a lead coming in and you call them, they don't answer, you send them a text. Hey Joe, this is Bob, can you give me a call back quickly? Right? And what usually Joe would say is, hey, who's this? Right? And what you can then do is dial it back, or you could just say, hey, thanks for replying to the text. Do you still need concrete? Do you still need your tree lopping services? Do you still need this? Right? And then usually people, if you keep the text messages very short, they will then call you back or reply to you very quickly. Hey, sorry, I'm just doing XYZ at the moment. Can I call you back in 10? Right? That's what mostly happens. But if you send a generic text message, like most businesses, you've lost again, right? So already in this 8 minutes, if you apply only what I've just said right now, you're already 40% of the way. You're going to get so many more responses to your inquiries, whether your inquiries are generated through lead forms, through websites, through whatever it is. I don't really give a shit. I'm telling you right now that you can have the worst quality leads and apply that methodology, have a good offer, call the leads within 2 minutes, send them a very vague text message to provoke a response that is personalized, then you're already almost there, right? The next thing is, once you do book in that consultation, right? People, I'll see you tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Right. All these concreters that I've dealt with, they have not even sent me a reminder. They have not sent me any further information. Hey, Dean, based on the information that you've sent me, this is what I'm thinking coming in, right? I'm going to send you some previous jobs that I've done, and essentially, I've just done, based on what you've told me on the phone, I did a job like that 2 months ago. We turned it from this to this. Yeah, and basically, before you even get into the to the consultation, a lot of these people in the trade industry, sometimes professional services as well, but mostly trades, they're just not leading in with any sort of value, right? So they're just rocking up. Hey, my name's Bob. How are you, mate? Come, let's pull out a ruler, let's pull out a measurement tape, and I'll quote it up for you. It's like, man, what I need is I need some inspiration. Hey, I don't have the expertise that you have. Like, what are your ideas coming into this, right? So I've told you on the phone I need some concrete, and you're just coming to quote it up, right? What I'd be going for there, like, again, you can apply this to any industry, whether you're in concrete, tree lopping, wedding photography, event services, whatever industry, dentistry, coaching. Before you get to the call, send the person some more information about what you've done in the past and how that relates to the job that you're about to come quote, right? Because if all these people had sent me like some inspiration and then they threw this big bomb quote at me that was really expensive, I'd be like, yeah, I can actually justify that because I can see it, I can feel it, I know that you've really taken the time to actually think about the job that I've sent you, right? So another way to get more, I guess, of a sharp rate, whether you're going to quote or you're looking for someone to join a Zoom link on a consultation, is actually send them more information about what you've done, specifically how it relates to them in a personalized sense. Do not send these generic emails like, hey, thanks for booking in a Calendly link, and I'm looking forward to this meeting, and just check out this and check out that. It's like nobody cares. Like, what people want is personalized emails to them that really resonate with them, even just to get them on the first call. Now, that's pretty much it, guys. Like that is essentially what has really saved me in the process of, I've generated leads through my websites, I've generated leads through Google, I've generated leads through Facebook. I've spent maybe $40,000 on coaching and programs. And what I can tell you right now is that everybody is looking for this new fancy way of booking appointments and doing this and doing that. But if you take it to the bare minimum and just remember that we are human, we're not AI, and what comes across a lot stronger now is that people want personalization. They want to know that you as the business, whether it's a tradie, professional services, coaching, have taken the time to think about what the problem is that I have, and have sort of reiterated that you understand that to them through multiple times within the process, at the lead stage, at the booked appointment stage, at the sales stage as well, and that you're leading them with value. I can promise you right now that if you're generating, let's say 100 leads and you're only getting 5 showing up at the moment, you're going to end up getting 10 showing up, right? Even if they're not a good fit, you're going to get them to show up. I promise you that. And what I would also really consider, and what I would look to do as well, is that if people are not a good fit, right? If you know somebody doesn't have the budget for what you offer, send them somewhere where they can at least help themselves, or send them to somebody else who you can recommend. So for example, my services are X amount of dollars. I actually have a course where if I can see in somebody's eyes that they cannot afford this, hey, you know what? Based on all the things that you've told me, you're probably not going to be a perfect fit for our done-for-you solution. My recommendation is these two options. You can either watch my course and I'll just give it to you completely for free, or here's somebody else who can provide the same sort of solution at a more affordable rate, right? And that actually might be able to help you get started, that you can come back to me at a later stage. So these are all the things that you need to consider running a business when you're in the sales process. Just to highlight what I've said, think about where your leads are coming from. What is the intention of the lead? How quickly are you following up the lead? What are you even saying to the lead? What questions are you asking the lead? Once you have had those questions answered, are you providing information before the consultation or the appointment or the quote? When you get to the quote, are you reiterating, or the consultation, are you reiterating that you understand what is the problem of of theirs and have you solve that problem before. And then when you get to the sales stage, you're just sort of reiterating the fact that you understand their problem. And when you get to the sales stage, is the offer that you had at the start good enough, price-wise, guarantee-wise, good enough for them to want to buy from you? And that's pretty much it. That's all I really do. And thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope I didn't miss anything out, but I really do believe that most people that I speak to, they're just not, for some reason, they're just not replying quick enough, answering the phone quick enough, being they're too specific via text, and be a little bit more vague on text message. Hey Bob, it's Joe, and just give me a call back. And you get a response, right? You get some response, and then just call them straight away, right? You just need to get people on the phone so that you can sell your personality rather than selling your service, and then you can get an opportunity to sell your service. But yeah, that's all I can really say, and I hope that sort of helps. And thank you so much for watching, and yeah, enjoy, and I'll see you in the next one.